John's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about over the last week?
Olympics, innit? The winter ones?
The winter ones, yeah. Yeah, if you like things sliding down a hill, you are in luck.
I saw a sport where they ski for a bit, lie down, shoot, out of a gun, out of a backpack, put it back on and then ski off again.
That's the opening of a Bond film you were watching.
Well, how's that a sport? And where'd you get the equipment? I've not seen any of that in JD Sports.
We won a medal, and the commentators got excited, and 300 people complained because commentators were getting excited, which is... Michael Owen's been flown out on a big money deal. Let's just calm this down a bit. The BBC spent all this money getting everyone out there and cameras and that, and then they realised we don't have any commentators for winter sports because we're shit at all of them. Matthew Pinsent's out there. If there was ever a time when this country needed rowers back home...
It was the judging that got me, because I was watching a lot of the boarders and stuff going down, the free skiers. But the problem was these guys invent while they're mid in the air. They go, do you know what? I'm going to put an extra twist in this. The commentators are going, that's... and they're just making up names.
Well, I become an expert within moments of switching on the Winter Olympics, and about 4 minutes in, I'll be going, well, that's a 9.8. What are you talking about? I'm the same with Bake Off, frankly. Watch it for 2 minutes, and then I have a very strong opinion based on literally nothing. Joe, have you done any winter sports?
Yeah. I like them all. I like them all because I absolutely love Lycra. I do all of them. I love the way it feels on my body. I feel sassy when I wear Lycra. And I like watching people in Lycra. I'd watch anything it involved. Like I'd watch songs of praise if they all wore Lycra.
So I'd like to see in Lycra, one man and his dog.
Yeah.
The shepherd and the dog in Lycra.
And a couple of the sheep sort of hanging about.
Sean's team, what do you think people have been talking about over the last week?
Floods.
Oh, well, floods, yeah, definitely.
It's been awful.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's an audience here. I thought there'd just be sandbags with some people in canoes peeping over the top.
I mean, it seems to be quite... I mean, I live down in Kent, and in the rural countryside, some of the villages have been cut off, you know, 3 out of the 4 roads in have been cut off.
Use the fourth road.
Oh, yeah. Except it goes the opposite way. Now, what I noticed is in the next village, it has flooded, and the guy goes there and he was having a dump, he flushed it and ended up in the sitting room.
Oh.
My perfect house.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't blame the floods, I'd blame the plumber.
I'm worried the floods are going to give bungalows a bad name. I know they flood easier, but apart from that, they're fucking brilliant. They're like all the best bits of a house without the bullshit of stairs.
I live in a bungalow and
Good for you!
Yeah, I really
yeah,
do.
right on.
Sorry, where is this bungalow?
In Los Angeles. Sorry.
You come over from Los Angeles for
I
this?
have, yeah. Well, not just for this, no, but,
What I'm worried about, if the flooding gets any worse, I'm going to have to move my caravan further up the hill. Or I'm going to have to move back into my treehouse.
You like bungalows?
Yeah, I've got a few places, mate. I'm earning.
OK, fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get. What do you think, John?
Well, it's the ongoing thrill ride that is the Scottish independence debate, I imagine. George Osborne has laid the law down to Scotland and said, if you don't want to be in us...
You're getting George Osborne and Beyoncé mixed up again.
The one that isn't Beyoncé has told Scotland that if they go independent, then they can't have the pound. The phrasing he used was stupid. He said, if you walk away from the UK, you walk away from the pound. And what you should never do is ask Scottish people how far they're willing to walk and what for.
Saying they've got to walk away from the pound. I mean, like, all this argument over a quid. You know what I mean? Just let them have it. I've got a quid in the bottom of my bag they could have.
So this is the 18th of September this year. The Scottish voters will be asked, yes or no, should Scotland be an independent country?
I reckon they should go start a new currency. Royal Bank of Scotland can sort them out. They're well good with money, aren't they?
A new sporran. It can be called a sporran, and there's 10 jocks in a sporran. And 50 pishes in a jock. So that'd be 8 sporran, 12 jocks, and keep the pish. There is already a currency available to the Scots, which they can pick up any time, which is the drachma, which sounds great in a Scottish accent, doesn't it? Drachma. Hey, Jimmy, have you got any drachma? I miss all those old European currencies, like the escudo. That was a lovely one. The
Scudo.
Escudo.
Scudo. Scudo for the dog.
Everything sounds fine if you say it in an aggressive enough accent. A doubloon. Pieces of 8. Up me 12 pieces of 8.
They could make it weirder now. They have a new currency. They could go a bit left field, maybe use doilies.
Have you got a massive collection of doilies by any chance, Joe?
You can use a doily to decorate a cake. If you dust a cake with icing sugar and then put a doily on it and dust it with cocoa powder, you get a lovely snowflake effect on the top of the cake.
You're giving him cake tips, are you? Yeah, give him a few more cake tips. That's what he needs.
McDonald's apple pies are nice. Do you like them? McDonald's apple pies.
Have you never had a McDonald's apple pie?
Fuck off.
They're the ones that are hotter than the sun, the lava.
Yeah, a taste of apple, them ones.
I was about...
You'll know if you've had one because you don't have a roof of a mouth anymore.
I was about 16, 17 when I had one of those, yeah. They are not... I didn't like them, to
Tell you what, mate, stick one of McFlurry, game changer.
He's not wrong either. He's not wrong. And I can tell you, Scotland losing the pound is not in our top 3, but... In September, Scotland will face a referendum on independence in which they'll be asked to either vote OK or OK no. Fingers on buzzers, one more to get.
Well, there was Valentine's Day. I quite like Valentine's, actually. I know it's very commercial, but there's something I quite like about love being in the air for a day and this kind of sense that everyone might get laid, apart from the married people.
Yeah, it's the only time you can write an anonymous card to someone and it's OK.
But it's an email now, so it's never anonymous, is it?
Are you still sending emails? I'm still cutting notes out of the paper. John, did you celebrate Valentine's?
Well, this is my first year I've ever had a girlfriend on Valentine's Day.
Whoa. Before you applaud that, that's tragically sad, is what it is.
I had loads of birds, obviously, but February the 13th, thrift measure, get rid.
It's easier for people to meet people now, though. It's like Tinder. It's like an app where you just put your profile on it. People tick if they want to go out with you, or cross if they don't. But there's like 2 million people on it, this app. Lee Ryan's completed it. He's just waiting for a few more levels.
OK, Paul, if I was going to try and, impress my missus on Valentine's, what would I cook her? What would be the meal?
I love creating something like a good cake. Like, if you make a good...
I knew he was going to say cake.
Hang on.
Of course, a good cake.
If you've got a good chocolate cake, which is a Zacatort with raspberries laced all the way through it with cream, cover it in a chocolate ganache, and then strawberries on the top. Slice of that with some cream.
My only problem with that is I don't know what a ganache is. That's my only...
I think you're thinking of a Viennetta, mate. That's a Viennetta. It's quiz in answer, mate. You're wasting your time.
When was the last time you had a Viennetta? They're very nice. Don't you be sneering.
I made one for a series recently.
You made a Viennetta for the series?
They make them, mate.
But I
In the factory, they're about a mile long. It's just a thing going...
I used Indian ice cream kulfi instead of ice cream, and it was delicious. I used a mango and passion fruit.
Mango in a Viennetta, that's bullshit.
Joe, did you celebrate Valentine's this year?
I had a bit of a mare. I found out there's a very fine line between making a romantic gesture and just exposing yourself at a stranger. I don't really want to talk about it, but let's put it this way. I've now got to do 100 hours community service.
Sean, pick a question.
We've got a picture of Paul here. We'll have to choose Paul.
Clooney with a beard, look at him.
You're so well groomed, aren't you? Very well groomed.
Dashing.
You look like you've come out of the sort of human equivalent of a dry cleaners.
OK, here's your Paul Hollywood-related question. Most people consider themselves a good cook, true or false? What do you think?
I think they do think they're good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you would experience a lot of people who think they're good coming on your show.
Some of the auditions, the people who come in for the auditions, it's incredible. I mean, I could strategically shave a chimp and by the matter of probability come up with something that's better than some of the stuff that I've seen.
Really?
Yes.
I bet that hurts when you say that to their faces.
At the early shows, is it like X Factor? Do you have the nutters in week 1 going, I made a cake?
No, we do an audition process, which we do film just to see how they're going to react on camera.
But you don't show us that?
No.
Why don't you show us the best bit?
Do you think that would be worth showing?
I want to see
Yeah,
someone turning up looking like Joe Wilkinson going, I've done a cake. I've done a cake, don't eat it because it's not legal.
We've had people...
I kept it warm in my pants.
Joe, are you a hell of a cook?
Yep. I only cook... Well, I only really cook chicken Kiev, chips and peas.
That's all you need.
Yeah, every night have that, pretty much all year, except for, obviously, not on Christmas Day. I have turkey Kiev, chips and peas.
Do you like mini chicken Kievs? Do you like
Many ones, yeah. Juggle with them. Hot, hot, hot. That's how I learnt to juggle.
Well, Dawn, you could have a cookery book based on your tweeting. You often tweet your food.
I do, yes.
You tweeted this a few weeks ago.
Oh.
I mean...
I actually love cooking, and I cook a lot, and I am
Oh,
quite...
yeah, well, you can say. Your pea to fish finger ratio is mental.
But you know when you get to the end of fish fingers and peas and you've got no peas that are mashed in the ketchup, so you have to have extra peas to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Oh, so they're contingency peas?
You don't get to...
Oh. Dawn, Rob, what do you like the look of?
We have the angry man.
OK, you've chosen the angry man. Last week, a man from Missouri was given 2 years probation after sending 20 packages of his cat's poo to a company that rejected his job application. So we asked our studio audience, is it wrong to take revenge, yes or no? Joe, what's the best way you've got back at someone?
Oh, the only thing I've ever done, this bloke scratched my new pencil case, so I drove my van into the front of his house. So,